What's up, brothers? It's me, Gera. Today we're gonna talk about emotional burnout. What it really is, whether you can avoid it, how to notice when you're burned out, and of course I'm gonna give you some basic examples of it. It's actually a really interesting topic. I've come across so many people with different takes on it, so I'll be really interested to read your opinions in the comments. If we put it simply, emotional burnout is when you stop feeling the same joy from something you once enjoyed. Like maybe you used to play a game all day long, day and night, thinking about it constantly, and then suddenly you feel disgust or just zero desire to play anymore. And this can happen with absolutely anything, like sports, daily habits, or even with interactions with other people. For me personally, the last times I felt burnout was with video games, with daily habits, and with sports. Let me go a little deeper into those examples so maybe you can recognize yourself in them or find some analogy to your own burnout. So the first time I faced emotional burnout was a long time ago. I think like I was a little kid, around 8 to 10 years old. That's when I started playing our favorite game, Minecraft. I still love the idea of the game to this day. You can just, chill, relax, you can build something, or you can go hardcore if you want. The potential is huge. And yet, as crazy as it sounds, even from such a versatile game I burned out. At some point my interest just dropped, and it didn't bring me the same joy anymore. Even playing online with my friends wasn't that fun, and I'm not gonna lie, back then I panicked a lot. I know you're already waiting for me to share how I actually dealt with burnout, but before that, let me quickly tell you how it happened with reading and with sports, as I mentioned earlier. So, books. Reading was always a tough thing for me. I would constantly find excuses to not read. Tomorrow I'll start. Or lying to myself that I'm just different, that books aren't interesting for someone like me. But with time, my attitude towards books changed for a couple reasons. The main one was realizing that by reading, I can access the priceless experience of other people. That way, I won't stop on the same landmines because I can use the lesson someone else already paid for. And the second reason was my grandma. Almost every single day she would tell me things like, "When you will finally start reading books, all smart people read," and so on. I'm sure you get the picture. And eventually I finally decided to start reading every single day with discipline, no skipping, and honestly, I didn't regret it. As much as I didn't feel like reading at the start, over time I got used to it and even began to want it myself. Everything was great, until it happened again. The same feelings I had with Minecraft showed up. A sudden drop of interest, thoughts like, "This makes no sense," or "I don't need anyone else's experience to reach my own goals." I'm sure by now you see the common thread. Giving something too much attention, too much energy, often leads to burnout. But don't rush ahead, let me finish with my sports example. So around 5 to 6 years ago, I first time went to the gym, and imagine my disappointment when after a whole month of doing basically nothing there, I didn't turn into bodybuilder. I got upset, I lost faith in it. Now of course I realized I was just being ridiculous. These days I've been training for a while and I actually see results. But back then I had such an unrealistic expectations, thinking I would get in insane shape in 2 weeks, which in the real life is just impossible. So yeah, now you know a little bit more about myself. And I know you're waiting for my experience of fighting burnout, but hold on. I hate being that guy who always drags it out, but honestly right now I'm literally writing this script while lying on my hammock outside, and it feels so good. A couple years ago I read a scientific article about how important fresh air is, how it affects your brain and the whole body, and if you have a chance right now, go outside, just take a walk, soak up some vitamin D. But okay. Maybe I sound like I'm leading a meditation session, but okay, not anymore. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, as I said before, there is something in common between all the cases of burnout I've had. It's too much attention. When I played Minecraft 24/7, burnout. When I started loving books and I spent almost all my time reading, burnout again. I'm not a biologist or professional psychiatrist who can explain the exact mechanism, but from my own experience, setting limits helps keep the interest alive. So logically, it's hard to imagine burning out on the games if you play only a couple hours a day. But what if you're already burned out right now and just want to hear the solution? The answer might not sound exciting, but it's super simple. do something else. Really, there are so many interesting things in the world you can try. Don't be sad and don't be obsessed over that one game, hobby, or habit. Spend more time outside, go take a deep breath, stop overthinking burnout itself, and just relax. Understand that absolutely everyone goes through this, and see it as life's way of hinting that it's time to learn something new, to grow in different area. So here's my tips if you're burned out. So the first one, don't overdo it. I know that feeling when you discover something new and want to spend the whole time on it. You think about it, you talk about it, even you fall asleep with it in your mind. But that's exactly how the burnout shows up. Try to limit yourself, because when you flood yourself with the too much too fast, the smallest negative thing can make you lose all interest. I don't want to talk about dopamine or brain chemistry. My main goal is just to share my own experience in the simple way, not drown you in the psychology terms. So the second thing, relax. I know the weird feeling when in your head it seems like you should just still enjoy it and stuff, but in real life it doesn't feel the same anymore. Try to see it as a new stage in life. Don't obsess your interest is gone forever. Most likely it's just temporary. So don't pressure yourself, just give yourself some time. When I burned out on games, I completely cut myself off from anything related to them. No games, no mentions, nothing. And you know what? A couple months later, I had such a crazy urge to play again. It felt like I've never played in my life before. That feeling of coming back after a long break is just unmatched. In the book of the 48 Laws of Power, there is a phrase, create value through the absence. That's exactly what happened. But just to be clear, I'm talking about hobbies here, not people. Using that on people would be manipulation. And the last thing, do something else. There are millions of ways to spend your time in this world. Talk to your parents or a relative about burnout, listen to their take on it, their experience, be like a sponge, absorb ideas, and try to find a formula that works for you personally. Share your struggle in the comments, and maybe someone who's already been through it will give you advice that could change your life completely. By the way, I'm still lying on this hammock as I'm talking about this, and I can't help but think. Imagine how boring life would be if everything was perfect. No effort, no stress, just endless sunshine and butterflies. I honestly think that the beauty of life comes from having both, the good and the bad. And one more thing, do you prefer when I stick strictly to one topic in this podcast? Or do you like when I mix life stories and random thoughts? Sorry for asking so many times, but I really want to make content that's fun and that's easy to watch, not something heavy that feels like a physics lecture. I found some other creators recently who talk about philosophy too, but they do it in such a heavy way. You have to force yourself to listen and really concentrate on every word. Otherwise, you're lost. And I don't want to make content like that. I want this to feel natural and simple. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you made it all the way here, double thanks. I hope you've picked up something new today, or maybe you just noticed something you hadn't before. We'll see each other again soon, my brother. See you. Have a nice day.